While Yege's children are the township's first generation who can read, they would effectively become illiterate after dusk. That's because there was no electricity, and therefore no lights, in the 7 tents that nearly 80 students call their dorms. But that changed in early August, when the nonprofit Step Up, Solidarity to End Poverty, United for Progress, installed 2 high-voltage solar panels through its Brighter Future project. The children cheered when the first light bulb turned on in their tents. The school's deputy headmaster, Yege, says, "The solar panels have given the children new eyes." These students are the first generation to go to school in this Tibetan community of about 2,000 nomadic yak herders in Qinghai Province's Yushu Prefecture. More than half the heads of nomadic households surveyed by the World Bank can't read and have never attended school. But 2/3 of those with solar panels can. Most adults in Yege Township don't know numbers, but their children do, and they're proud to be different from their parents. Deputy headmaster and math teacher of Yege's primary school, Yege, holds up a 100 yuan bill and explains, "If I show this to the parents," he says, "they won't know how much it is. They don't know if this bill is 5 yuan, 10 yuan, 50 yuan, or 100 yuan. If you tell them it's 100 yuan, they don't understand how much 100 yuan is." Most of Yege's 137 primary school students started school only a few years ago. Their parents previously believed that they should herd yaks instead of study. The teachers traveled from tent to tent over hundreds of kilometers to explain the value of education to the families. Yege showed them 100 yuan bill and a bottle of iced tea and asked them what he was holding. When the parents couldn't tell how much money was on the banknote or identify what was in the bottle, he would ask them, "Do you want your children to be able to?" But the children know more than just numbers. They can also read, write, and speak Tibetan, Chinese, and even some English. The lack of electricity is a culprit of Qinghai's 10.2% illiteracy rate, the country's highest after the Tibet Autonomous Region, according to the 2010 census. Yege, where only 5% of households have electricity, is too remote to connect to the fossil fuel power grid. Winter temperatures reach negative 25 degrees Celsius, and the barren soil can't produce anything but ankle-high grass to feed the yaks, the dairy of which, in turn, feeds the nomads. Many locals have never tasted fruits or vegetables. There are few prospects for Yege's uneducated adults to overcome the poverty exacerbated by these harsh natural conditions. The average annual income hovers around 2,000 yuan, and many earn as little as 300 yuan a year. Those with few or no yaks, like Raksima, struggle most. The 79-year-old says that since she's paralyzed, she couldn't get out of bed to get a blade to end the burden she believes she puts on her family. She needs help to even go to the bathroom. So Raksima tried opening her wrists with her teeth, she explains, pulling back a sleeve to reveal an arm covered with bite marks. Raksima says the family doesn't have enough money or food, and what they do have should go to Tsering Dongju, the 7-year-old orphan her widowed daughter Lamo took in. Raksima believes the pressure is too much for the 48-year-old Lamo. The only work Lamo can find is collecting dung used for heating and cooking on the frosty Tibetan plateau. Raksima and Lamo have worn the same clothes for years, but the boy keeps growing out of his, and they say they don't have money to buy more. Step Up's Warm Hearts, Warm Kids program also provides clothes for children in Yege. The cost of clothes, food, and candles is too much for Lamo's neighbors, Tionang and Kyotso. They're in debt. But that's difficult for the husband and wife to understand, they say. Both were born with a mental disability that makes it impossible for them to count. Kyotso is the only family member who can work, and the only work she can find is herding others' yaks and collecting dung, which can't pay for their necessities. They're happy their 7-year-old daughter can get an education. If they can send her to university, they believe they could lead happier lives. NGOs like Step Up are illuminating educational opportunities in nomadic areas by using solar to power education in places like Yege. The 5,000 UN panels provided by Step Up, a branch of low-income visionary education, enabled the children to study after sundown, watch TV and documentaries, and learn how to use computers. Before, the students and teachers had no way to learn anything about the outside world that wasn't in their textbooks. As the first generation to go to school, the township's children believe they can realize dreams their parents couldn't imagine, to become teachers, doctors, and business people. As Step Up says in its Brighter Future program description, sometimes the light at the end of the dark tunnel of poverty might be the one children can read by after the sun goes down.